Good morning, April 27th, and I'm at Hampton Park. I was coming in to remove some periwinkle, but it looks pretty good actually. We had the Cubs and the Scouts in here, I think last year, and they did a pretty good job. We took out, another volunteer and I took out one patch last week, and I've planted a couple of dogwood bushes in that area. They will do okay under part shade, but they do get enough sun where they are. But I wanted to point out a couple of things. So periwinkle is invasive, but also these little guys, which are called squills. And they're very pretty. You know, they flower early, they're, you know, that nice bluish purple, but they are invasive. So at some point we will come in here and get rid of those. But I wanted to show you a lovely native species that is all over Hampton Park. And we want to keep it that way. And that's trout lily. Oh, there's a bit of trash here. So right here, I'll get out of the shadow here. So you can see why it might be called trout lily. It's because it kind of looks like a speckled trout. That sort of brown coloration on the green leaves. And here's a flower that's just about to come out. So in some US states, trout lily is actually a protected plant because it can take up to 7 years for a colony to produce flowers. So we have very old colonies here in Hampton Park. They flower every year. One of the issues that we have though is because they typically are found a lot of times along the edges, we need people to really watch where they're walking because there's also sedges in here. And so if we stay on paths, we can keep that lovely trout lily. Now let me see if I can't find a really nice, oh, here we go. There's one that's just about opening up. I'm just gonna watch my footing here. So there we go, there's a trout lily flower right there. And yeah, so apparently, I believe these are pollinated by ants. Don't quote me. I'll put some additional information about them in the description. But they're called spring ephemerals because once they flower, all parts of the plant go back down into the soil and you would never even know that they were there. So that's why it's a little bit tricky trying to protect them because we don't always remember exactly where they are. So again, if you just stay on paths, we should be okay. Let's see. Anything else I can point out this morning? In some cases, you may notice that they really like to sort of mound up close to trees, and that's for a good reason because nobody's walking right up to the base of the tree for the most part. So yeah, you can see that. Yeah, here's some more. And you see those sort of lovely red stems at the base as well. Some more here. Nice little patch here. Oh yeah, just all over the place. The trilliums should start showing themselves fairly soon as well. I have seen a few leaves poking up. But yeah, we've a little bit later this spring, or rather than, you know, in the most recent years, we've had early springs. So we actually are having a bit of a normal spring, I think, this year. All right, well that means I don't have as much work to do this morning. Yeehaw! Instead, I can just enjoy the birds. Oh, there's something I wanted to check out, because that looks to be possibly a hemlock. There's a good spot to get through. Here we go. I'm not sure if that's a hemlock or not. Okay, well, oh no, I don't think this is a hemlock at all, but we will double check. It could be, and if it is, it's naturally regenerated. But I don't think it is. We'll figure that one out and we'll see. Okay. Well, the trees will be opening up before you know it. And as always, if you see some trash, pick it up. And once we get a rain, probably later this week, I'll bet you dollars to donuts the mushrooms are just going to explode. Anyway, cheers.